No one would have believed this at the beginning of the year, but I assume the Eagles are going to be favored over the Diamondbacks. How big a favorite are they going to be?
I have them as pretty heavy favorites too. I have them at minus 165, which is a huge
Wow.
number.
Eagles are
Wow.
5-1. I still view us and the Mallards as kind of the top two teams in the NL, just personally based off of talent, what I've seen.
All right.
Additional bet. We don't always do this. I'll take the Diamondbacks. Jimmy said they're going to shorten up their roster. Jonah's definitely pitching this second game. And if you all remember from our slate preview, Trevor, who was the number one player selected in the slate draft? Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember. I believe Jason Chadwick went with Jimmy Norp.
Yep. So Chadwick can't get everything wrong. So, hey, welcome back to Fade the Mahoney. We're doing a series recap show, Diamondbacks and Eagles. My normal co-host Trevor couldn't make it today, so I decided to get two people as special guest correspondents. I have Jason Chadwick and Brendan Jorgensen. I hope I'm pointing in the right way. At Fade the Mahoney here, we cover all things sports gambling up to and including Major League Wiffle Ball. We are the market makers for gambling on Major League Wiffle Ball. Guys, thanks for joining.
Of course.
Trevor, who just at the last minute said he couldn't make it, he gave me a list of questions to ask. I'm just going to go down to the last question. Jorgy, are you ready for this one?
Let's do it.
Jorgy, what are your thoughts on Jason Chadwick's trade request?
We're hopping right into this.
Yep. Let's go.
It was kind of expected because, he was just sometimes button heads with his teammates. And it wasn't always like serious. They would I've been in car rides home with them where they're just like chirping each other and it's just, we're all laughing, having a good time, but they're just like roasting each other, telling Jason he's supposed to be all that and now he's underperformed this year. And then Jason's saying that these dudes wouldn't even be in the league if it wasn't for him and stuff like that. So, I think Jason just wanted a change of scenery. I've never really thought about switching teams at all personally. We've had our rough times at the Gators, but, I'm glad to be playing with Chris. And I think Jason was just, some decisions by Agner, just, he wasn't all about. And, him and Trevor, Trevor would get mad at him for not hitting homers and I think he was sick of it.
Wow. I didn't really think you'd answer the question, but this is great. It sounds to me like those car ride homes could have been their own YouTube series.
Oh, dude. Oh, it would be so good. I took some videos. They weren't the best parts because I kind of waited too long, but it was so funny because I was in the middle in the back seat. You got Trevor driving, Jason in front, and then Curdy and Liam next to me on the sides, and it was just the back seat against the front seat, and even Jason versus Trevor too. It was just Liam and Curdy just going at them. It was so funny.
Jason, anything to add, or have you said everything you want to say on the subject?
Yeah, I think this is actually my first time publicly talking about it, to be honest with you. I think it just came down to, like Jordy said, needing a change of scenery. Giving it my all for 3 years now. And we're very, very obviously trending in the wrong direction. And when it comes to guys like me and Jordy that have already graduated college and stuff, you aren't really positive how many years you have left in the league. So it was kind of more just wanting to actually have a chance to win a championship, and the Magic are not the team for that at this moment. So.
And they have no draft picks, so you guys can get anybody.
And I told Jack, when I requested a trade, I told him you need to get draft picks or this organization is literally going to crumble. And obviously Trevor just got traded, so I don't know how likely it would be to trade him again. And he's hitting .022. So I don't really know who's going to want that. But so I just told him, I was I feel like it's just the best for both parties if you try to move me to another team.
Okay. Well, hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll find out if that actually happens. Hey, everybody, show your gratitude for these guys making time to be on the show. Go buy some jerseys. Jorgy's was one of the first ones I ever bought. This one, I don't know. Maybe it's a collector's item. Maybe it will only be on the website for another week or two. Who knows? You might not be able to get it. So go grab it while you can. These two jerseys here, both these gentlemen have been on the show before, Jimmy Norp and Jonah Heath. Let's talk about that series. I trust you guys watched it. I hope you guys watched it.
I did.
That was some pretty good wiffle ball, huh?
That was a really good series. I wasn't at that series. I've been to a lot of like DBacks series, but I wasn't at that one. Had something to do that day. I didn't want to make the drive, but they kind of like, we're in a group chat with like Jimmy and Jonah, so they kind of tell us what happens. But I honestly didn't know that like Jonah had 3 homers. I didn't know that the games ended up being that close and stuff. So it was a really good series.
I should probably mention before we get too deep into it, we are a gambling show. Trevor and I, we bet on 3 things this past series. We always bet on the total runs. Trevor set an excellent line. He set it at 15.5. I took the under based upon my friend Blade Walker's suggestion. 16 runs were scored, so I lost by half a run.
Great line.
However, Trevor made a really large favorite out of the Eagles, so I had to take the Diamondbacks at the big plus money, plus 165, I think is what he made it. So I thank the boys from downtown for what they did. I won some money there. And then in our weekly ladder competition, Trevor went first and took Dallas, who had his first not spectacular series of the year. I got Jimmy Norp and I won that one easily. So that was easy winning week for me. But Jason, you and I, we're still battling in the Slate 4 draft. Who had the number 1 pick? And who did you take?
Jimmy Norp.
Jimmy Norp. He got you just under 41 points. Your 3rd pick was Dan Schultz, who got you over 31 points. So you're sitting at just under 72. You're really the only one who can catch Trevor, who's in the clubhouse with 133.
Is he all done?
Yeah, he's done.
So I need Barron and Warda to give me what, like 62?
Yep, 62 points to do it.
That's a lot.
Probable.
That's a lot. That's especially hard because Warda doesn't pitch.
And
Warda needs like.
And Barron doesn't really hit.
Yeah, so
Barron
basically Barron needs 40 pitching and Warda needs 40 hitting.
Between the two of them, you have a fantastic player, both pitching and hitting.
So you got one player left, basically.
Yeah.
One really good player.
Chris's squad was pretty bad. He got good numbers out of Kyle Schultz, but Dallas Allen, Trevor Bonham, and a guy by the name of Jorgy all didn't do so hot. So he's in the clubhouse at 78 points. You've got half your team going with 72 points. I have Cratched and Behan left in this last one. I need a miracle. So not looking good for me. All right, that's the gambling portion. Jorgy, as someone who has won a World Series, yes, you've won a World Series?
I have, yes.
What do you think about the Eagles lineup? Do you think they need 5 people batting? Don't you think they should shorten it up?
I think they probably should, to be honest. It's tough because they all like can hit the ball. They're all talented, and it's been working so far. And then this is the first series where it really didn't. I mean, I'm okay with 4. I think 4 is a lot better than 5. I mean, 3 is probably ideal, but if you have 4 really solid guys, then you could roll with it. But honestly, if I were them, I would just kind of play with who's seeing a pitcher well. If you go out game 1 in the playoffs and Wayland's not seeing the pitcher well and they throw him out there again game 2, the same pitcher, then maybe try to make a change, see if Blade does better against him, bring him off the bench. So I would kind of like play with it a little bit. It's tough because, the Gators have always just been 3 guys pretty much, and we've been just, all right, same 3 guys. So I don't really know what it's like to be Dan in that situation, having that many guys to hit, but I would probably shorten it a little bit.
Jason, any thoughts? Dan's a really good hitter, right? And it just
Yeah.
seems there's such a long period of time between when he gets up and when he gets up again.
Yeah, I agree. Especially for the playoffs like we've seen in recent years, like one guy that gets hot can just carry you through an entire playoffs, like Chris did, Jimmy. So like if, in my opinion, if you hit with 3 or 4, it will allow one guy, even just one guy, to just see a pitcher really, really well and get in that like mode like Chris or Jimmy was. And at that point, it's like it's game over if you have someone hitting 3 home runs in a series. So
Batting
I would,
every inning.
I would just try to roll with 3 or 4 for a playoff series and try to test out different lineups.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I think, but I don't know anything. Jimmy Norp, he looked pretty healthy. You guys got any inside information as far as his injuries go? He was the best player in the league this past series, wasn't he? Just did everything.
Yeah. Honestly, like Jimmy doesn't like say anything to us about like him being hurt. Like he'll like tell us, he'll be like, yeah, like every once in a while, a couple of the pitches will like hurt pretty bad. But like I think definitely the last couple of series he's feeling a lot better. Like the first couple of series, you could obviously tell he would throw a pitch and just like fall to the ground. That's not normal. So the last couple of series, he's felt a lot better.
Yeah, Trevor, in Trevor's note to me, if he basically said if he knew he was going to play that well and be 100%, he wouldn't have made the line as big as it was. How does the standings work? You guys, that's who you're battling, right, Brendan?
Yeah. When I would remember I was watching that first game live on Instagram live, and I remember when Jonah hit that walk off, I was not happy because we need the D-backs to lose.
Yeah. So they're a game clear of you right now, right?
Yeah. So what the situation is, they do have one more win, but we do have the tiebreaker over them. So all we need to do is win one more game than they do in their last series. So if we win 2 out of 3 against the Wildcats, they would need to win 1 out of 3 against the Cobras. If they win the same amount as us, then they're in the playoffs.
Do you guys agree that was a catch in left field by Dan?
Yeah,
I think so.
Oh, really?
that was a transfer rule. Yeah. That's like baseball.
Maybe it's because I had money on the Diamondbacks, but
I've been there.
I saw it differently. The other question that I had, where they had to stop the game for the replay, did the Diamondbacks think that Jimmy's last swing that they showed on the stream anyway, or on the show, did they think the ball hit the foul pole? Because it clearly landed in foul territory.
Yeah,
I don't know why they were arguing that. Like it was very obvious that it was a foul ball.
Right.
I think maybe they thought it like curved around the foul, because Kyle, my rookie year, hit a home run that like curved around the foul pole and then came back like into like fair regulation territory, just based off how the ball spins. So maybe they just didn't see it, but yeah, it was very obvious a foul ball.
All right. What else about that game is important to talk about? Do you guys have any thoughts about anything that I didn't bring up?
I think Jonah, like if Jonah hits like that, even close to that, then they're still like the best team in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was going to bring that exact same thing up just because he's almost like protecting Jimmy. You know, Jimmy's had before the series, I don't even know what the stats are now. Before the series, he was batting like 450.
Yeah.
He was one of the best hitters in the league still easily, and they were 2-7. But now that Jonah's hitting homers, you know, Jimmy didn't even hit a homer. He was just getting walks, you know, finding his way on base and working on the mound. And then Jonah's just hitting all these homers. They're going to be insanely tough to beat.
Yeah. And how much respect to, if I remember correctly, when they walked Jonah, wasn't he the winning run? They put him on, right, as the winning run in whatever inning that was in that one game to face Shima.
Winning or tying run, something like that.
Yeah. Shima he just needs to get some walks, right?
Yeah, just some walks.
He just needs to get on base.
Yeah,
literally, just like even if there's runners on, just put a ball in play, move some runners over.
he's actually really valuable in the field too, I think. I mean, you
Yeah.
saw that play that he made. He's a really good fielder. And he kind of meshes with Jonah and Jimmy as well. They all know where they're supposed to be every time.
The really good teams don't give you extra outs, right?
Nope.
Nope.
No, they
Something
no,
the
they didn't.
Gators need to work on a little bit.
I think I've gone through just about all of my questions. I did as far as wiffle ball goes, unless I remember something. Should we talk a little basketball?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The T-Town Basketball League? For
Yeah.
sure.
T-Town Basketball League. How did that? You guys play in a league that ends in a tournament, right? How did that tournament turn out?
So we basically have 4 teams. There's 6 of us that are in MLW or 5 of us that are in MLW, and then 3 others that are our close friends as well. And it was just kind of like 4 teams, 3 teams make the playoffs, and ours we just won the championship this past week, and our season actually was like pretty up and down. Like we swept the first series, and then the next 3 we lost, like because we play 3 games a series, just kind of like MLW. And then so we swept first series, and we lost 1-2, lost 1-2, lost 1-2, and then we swept the last 2 to get the 1 seed, and then that put us in the championship game automatically.
When you say us, who's us?
Me and Jason were the chainsaws. That's our team.
Jason. So now you know what it feels like to win a championship, huh?
It was a great feeling.
Yeah,
It was a great
because I
feeling.
mean, obviously, it's not as serious as like wiffle ball, but you know,
It
all
it gets very oops.
you
There
know,
we
we're
go.
with each other all the time. And we
It
just tape each other.
you should have seen the game 3 of the championship series.
Yeah, it
That
was
got
good.
intense.
Well-
I think I chucked the ball at Chris's face in that series.
I was going to ask who are the other MLW players who were in it?
So it's Trevor and Jordan are on a team, and then it's Chris and one of our other friends, and then 2 other kids are on the team that are not in the MLW.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jordan, when he was on the show a few weeks ago, he expressed his displeasure with his teammate from that. Right?
Yeah, they were the best team in the league the entire year, and then they just had like an epic collapse in the last 2 series.
And Chris let him hear it after.
Yeah.
Jordan said he was about to run over and punch him in the face because he was like, after Chris had like the game-winning shot in the semis, the eliminate Curdy and Trevor, you know, Chris looked over and was like, bye-bye, regular season team, bye-bye. And Jordan said he was so mad.
Those games aren't viewable from people at home on YouTube, right? It's just you guys.
Not on YouTube. We record all of our games on IG Live.
Yeah. So
okay.
So if you go back, you can watch every single game on Instagram.
All right.
Yeah. We post all the IG lives. We do like score graphics and stuff of like the results.
Jorgy's our graphic designer.
Yeah, we do all stats and awards, and I'll post that on Instagram.
All right. Let me make sure. I think I've got everything here. It's amazing, Jason, that you came on this show because I had some questions to whoever was on here to talk to you, and then boom, it was like a miracle. You just showed up out of the blue. So that was great. What do we got this week? We've got Predators and Cobras, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good series. Everybody, those teams are both in the playoffs. 4 or 5, however many weeks ago.
They're all still battling for the 1 seed.
Yep.
Yeah. Trevor and I, back when he used to come on the show, we spoke with Alec Warda to preview that series. So for the first time, Mr. Warder will be joining us, and I'll drop that show probably Thursday, like usual, ahead of that one. And then we're into Slate 5 already. And then maybe there'll be new jerseys to purchase for people. It'll be fun. Again, guys, go buy a Jorgy jersey, go buy a Chadwick jersey while they're still available. Same with Joda and Jimmy.
Jimmy's got enough sales. All right.
Does he?
Down on the Jimmy. Oh
Did
yeah.
a lot last year.
Yes. He had an ungodly amount of jersey sales last year.
You guys get checks at the end of the year? Is that how that works?
We get like it's like $5 per every jersey sale.
Jimmy All I know is Jimmy is
And Jimmy
already
gets Spurs
top,
shirt too.
Jimmy's already top 3 all time in jersey sales. So
Probably behind Kyle and
he's behind Kyle and Tom, I think it
or
was.
maybe honestly might be Ward.
Maybe.
I would've
I just know
would've
I
said
just know
Florida.
Jimmy is top 3 just from last year's jersey sales he had. Yeah.
All right, guys, go vote for who your favorite player is by buying jerseys. I suggest this one
That one's staying the same.
or this one while
That one
supplies
went out.
last.
You could sell that at
vintage.
Mark in 5 years.
True. The vintage.
That's what I might do. I might just sell my jersey.
All right. That is our Eagles and Diamondbacks recap show, which was a fantastic series, maybe the best series of the year so far. I think, what did we just count, guys? 10 weeks left?
Yeah.
9
Nine
or
weeks.
10, yeah, 10. Well, I guess the World Series is like put in like twice a week or something.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Each game
Yeah.
is like
World
twice a
Series is
week.
twice a week.
For you gentlemen and for everybody else watching, starting Thursday, as long as everything works out, NFL season is starting. People care about that.
Oh yeah.
People like to bet on the NFL.
Yeah. We'll be talking about that.
Every Thursday, at least for the next 10 or so weeks, the second part of the episode will have a little thing on NFL added into it. Trevor, myself, and a third friend of ours, the E-Donk, we buy into the Circa Survivor event out in Las Vegas. So we're going to cover that every week as long as we're alive. And then the three of us are going to give our locks each week, and we're going to bet against each other. So there will be $400 in wagers every week, if my math is correct, for each person. And we'll invite people, some of our friends from MLW, if they want to come on some of those shows and maybe do a little gambling with us.
Anytime.
Yeah, I figured there'd
We're
be
big NFL guys over here.
I figured you two would probably be interested. I assume Chris would be interested. I've had some conversations with Jordan Robles. I think he would be interested. So I think we can. I think we can do some NFL gambling on that.
Who do you have on Thursday night?
Who's favoring that?
I think it's Bills minus 6.5.
No. It's like 1.5 or 2.
Is it? I saw a tweet earlier. It was like minus 6.5.
No.
What are we going off? FanDuel?
If maybe if Stafford wasn't playing.
2.5.
If Stafford wasn't playing, it should be Bills minus like 14.5.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
It's
You got
minus
2
2.5 on FanDuel.
Is it? Yeah, it's probably that. I don't know what I saw earlier then. I knew the Bills were favored.
We're not sponsored by FanDuel, everybody. Just
Okay,
even though Jorgy just said their name, we're not sponsored by them.
No.
I'm just giving
But
you crap.
if they want to sponsor the show, reach out to Mike and
Yeah.
he'll get you some reads in there.
That's absolutely correct. We just gave you that one for free. All right,
Yeah.
that's the recap episode. Thursday is Alec Warda for Cobras Predators with some NFL on the end. We got Jason, we got Brendan. This was a great show. Thanks for making the time, and good gambling, everybody.